Free agency is off and running. The Bears have definitely been involved on the defensive side of the ball very heavily to start off here. But one thing has been true. The Bears are focused on adding speed to a team that was very slow last year, especially on that defensive side of the ball. Let's break it all down and see what it means for the Bears. The first signing of free agency for the Bears was sort of anticlimactic. The first signing was Neville Gallimore, a defensive tackle from last year, the Colts. Gallimore was signed for just around 2 years, $10 million. Now, something you'll notice on a lot of these signings for the Bears this year so far, they have been smaller cap hits than what were actually reported. Gallimore started off with Dallas. It was from Dallas from 2020 until 2023. Played with the Rams in 24 and then the Colts in 2025. Last year, he put up 3.5 sacks, 38 combined tackles, and it looks like he had 4 tackles for a loss as well as 6 QB hits last year. Gallimore is kind of that sort of Andrew Billings-esque replacement the Bears are looking for. He's a big guy, standing at right around 6'2", 307 pounds. Again, a 2-year, $10 million deal. Somebody kind of just filled up the middle. Nothing too exciting to report on there, and definitely not the fastest guy we're talking about, but he was the first signing for the Bears this offseason. The next guy the Bears signed was definitely probably their biggest signing so far. It was a 3-year, $40 million contract for safety Coby Bryant from the Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl last year. Coby Bryant is one of the more fun safeties to kind of watch in football right now. He went to Cincinnati in college, and now he was on the Seahawks the last 4 years, converting from corner to strong safety and then free safety last year. So he's kind of got a lot of versatility, which I'm sure Dennis Allen's really going to like. Last year, he had 66 combined tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and no sacks last year, but he does have 2 in his career. He's a really aggressive downhill type of player, but he's also very good playing in the pass. This seems to be kind of that Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard replacement. It is still possible, as I'm recording this on Tuesday here, that the Bears still sign Brisker or Byard to a deal, and Bryant plays alongside them, but as of now, Bryant seems to kind of be the replacement for them, and I kind of like it. He's younger than Byard, and he's healthier than Brisker, but he plays kind of like a mix of the two of them. That sounds like a really smart way to go about this if I'm the Bears, and I'm really excited about Coby Bryant. Again, like I said, 3 years, $40 million for him. Doesn't even make him one of the premier paid safeties really in football, and the way it's structured, the way where Ryan Poles likes to do a lot of his deals, where the guarantees are heavily in the first years. So if for some reason they needed to cut him, they're able to get out after 2 years. But I'm really excited about Coby Bryant. I think he'll be a difference maker for this team. I'm already imagining Kyler Gordon and Coby Bryant together, and Dennis Allen kind of using them here and there. It seems like an exciting proposition for a young Bears team who just got a lot faster on defense. Now, the next signing for the Bears really is one that pushed me over into thinking that they are really focusing on speed this offseason. They signed Devin Bush, the Browns linebacker, to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Again, kind of structured in a way where they can get out if they need to after 2. But Bush was a first-round pick by the Steelers in 2019 and was kind of regarded as a bust to start off his career. He really hadn't been worth much to them. He did have a good 109 tackle season his rookie year, but after that, 26 tackles, 70 tackles, really wasn't worth much to the Steelers. Ended up getting let go, going to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks, he was kind of average there, and he spent the last 2 years now with the Browns, and this last season was really his best season to date by far. He had 125 tackles. He was PFF's 4th rated linebacker, I believe, in the entirety of the NFL last year, and he gets downhill. I believe he ran a 4.4 at his combine. Just one of the faster linebackers in football, and especially last year, if you remember watching the Bears defense, the big thing with them was always that their defense just seemed slow to the ball at all times, especially Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards. At the end of the year there, it just seemed like the Bears were always following players and were never actually... We never looked quick on the field, and Devin Bush aims to fix that for the Bears. They also re-signed DeMarco Jackson. So Jackson and Bush right now kind of seem to be 2 of our big staples at that linebacker position, along with TJ Edwards there as well. But those 2, Jackson and Bush, flash and show more speed than the Bears linebackers did last year. And Bush, I love the structure of this deal personally. A former top 10 pick, structured at 3 years, $30 million, and out after 2 in case, maybe this was just a 1-year fluke for him, which of course, is a possibility. But if it's not a fluke, you're getting one of the better linebackers in football at a bargain price. And if he is bad, you're only paying him $10 million a year. That's a deal you can get out of if you need to pretty fast. I like the way Bush plays with a lot of intensity from Michigan. He's already familiar with a big rivalry. He's just really quick downhill. Last year, he was actually surprisingly good numbers-wise in the passing game. When looking at the film, I don't feel super strongly that's going to pass over, to the same extent as it did last year, but I do think he's quick enough and talented and instinctual enough to kind of be someone that's a disruptor in the pass game. So Devin Bush is one of the guys that I'm just really excited to watch play. Him and Coby Bryant, I can already kind of picture them again in this Dennis Allen defense. It kind of feels like Dennis Allen's finally getting his guys on the defensive side of the ball. So the last signing for the Bears here was a 1-year, $5.1 million deal for wide receiver Khalif Raymond from the Detroit Lions. Raymond has been somebody who I've wanted the Bears to get for years now, even before Ben Johnson was brought here. Raymond had kind of got called on with Denver in 2016, being undrafted, and slowly kind of was able to stick on rosters here or there. Tennessee for a little bit, and then Detroit's really where he's kind of blossomed at. Now, if you look at his receiving stats, it isn't going to blow your mind or anything, but he's always been super, super dependent there for the Lions, and that's something that I think Ben Johnson, Antron Randall are big on. They know it. Everybody seems to think this guy is just the perfect teammate, great teammate, and that stands to be true as far as everything we've seen. He's also a very good returner. Devin Duvernay was a good returner last year for the Bears, but Duvernay almost seemed more of a safety net back there. He was never going to fumble or drop the ball, but he wasn't going to have any explosive big runs. Raymond kind of combines both those. He's not going to drop or fumble the ball very much, but he's also explosive. Every time we played the Lions and it felt like Khalif Raymond got the ball, you thought he was going to go to the house, and he's been one of the better returners in football over the last couple of years, especially with the Bears trading DJ Moore and letting Olamide Zaccheaus walk away. They kind of needed to fill a veteran role in their wide receiver room, and who better than Khalif Raymond, who knows the system, is cheap, and also gives that return upside. I think the Khalif Raymond deal is one of the smarter deals the Bears have had, and that is kind of all the deals we have so far for the Bears to this point in the free agency period. I'm sure as the days kind of roll on here, we're going to see more and more deals getting signed, and I will, of course, come back on here and break those down. But I kind of want to wrap this all up with how much I really enjoy the way the Bears are approaching this free agency so far. The big thing for the Bears last year, as I mentioned, was they just seem to have a lack of speed on defense. I still want to see that addressed a little bit in the cornerback and defensive back room a little bit more, but I do think Coby Bryant and Devin Bush are a really good step in the right direction for kind of recorrecting that slower identity on defense we had last year and adding speed to it, because we just are getting beat laterally and getting beat deep a lot, and that's something that you don't want happening, obviously, especially when you're trying to play playoff football. The other thing I've really, really enjoyed so far for the Bears has been it feels like they're just going a much smarter approach to everything here. It feels like every deal makes sense. You see Devin Bush, you go, oh, they were slow last year in the linebacker department. This is their way of getting quicker and faster there. You see DeMarco Jackson getting re-signed. Well, a guy last year who stepped in, won NFC Defensive Player of the Week in the weeks he was playing. He got him at a cheap deal. And who's to say he's not going to keep playing this good under Dennis Allen, again, a former coach. You see the Khalif Raymond deal come in. As I mentioned, it gives you veteran leadership. It gives you returnability. It gives you all these things. And the structure of these deals, too, is such a lower cap hit. The Bears haven't even been forced to restructure yet, which they still have that in their back pocket. I'm sure we'll see some restructures coming in here soon. But even the Braxton Jones, signing him as kind of your backup swing tackle who knows the system if you're not able to land other players. The Garrett Bradbury trade. Am I super high on Bradbury? No. But I think he's an average center, and I think it's a really good insurance policy that if you can't land somebody in the draft, or if you do, maybe he's not ready to start right away. Bradbury's able to start. The Bears have really attacked this free agency in very smart ways, and it kind of feels like a change from the past. Even the Ryan Poles years have passed. Even last year, do you think the Bears would sign Dayo Odengbo right now? And after the year that they've had, I feel like they've completely kind of grown up in that front office, and I'm really happy just to see the way that things are going for the Bears here. And I'm excited to see how they go into the draft. And of course, I'll have you covered on here the rest of free agency, if any big trades break, or during the draft as well. If you have any thoughts on the Bears signings, what you liked, what you haven't liked, just feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll be reading every single one, responding to them all. But that's all I have for today's video. I'll see you guys next time.